The opposition, the media, everyone has been harassed. If you ask the Congress party uncomfortable questions, their method of dealing with you is outright abuse. We also saw how the law minister handled the media during his, press conference, a press conference in which he was setting the rules for the media. Congress party today is just replaying what it did during emergency days. Otherwise, what was the need to give an ordinary, usual, justified, procedural transfer order in the mid of the night? So very clearly, the Congress party's response initially was to remain quiet for about 48 hours, or just about 45 minutes. After that, the entire cabinet came down to justify everything that Mr. Vadra has done. If he is right, very well, but what is wrong in investigating? And after that, today, we are being told he's a private citizen,
yes,
and nobody officially is speaking about it.
I know.
But this raises million questions on it. I would want the Haryana government, instead of appointing that committee, to look at the issues that this person has raised, Mr. Khemka has raised,
truly,
should actually leave it for an independent inquiry to see why till yesterday, Mr. Khemka inclusive, the transfer which has happened, everything be investigated by an independent authority rather than three compliant officers sitting there. I'm not casting aspersions on them, but they have picked and chosen the people who are going to look into the affairs, whereas the Haryana government itself is being questioned. Well, so I find this whole thing unfair.
Well, the astonishing thing here is, Rashid Kidwai, that it's a wonderful approach vis-a-vis Robert Vadra. When Robert Vadra is in trouble, the whole government of India comes to defend him. However, when Robert Vadra has to argue, though Robert Vadra, I'll run some pictures we got of him yesterday, is not saying a word. They're just pictures of him getting into a car. Here are some shots, latest shots, ladies and gentlemen, of Robert Vadra. He's not in a mood to talk to the media. Let's make that clear. He has his back to the media. Robert Vadra, who described this country and its people as mango people in a banana republic. That's Robert Vadra's latest shots tonight. Rashid Kidwai, how can Robert Vadra, when he wants, or people defending him, take the charge, which I believe you do as well tonight, that he's a private individual? How is he a private individual when it is convenient to be a private individual, and a public figure when it is convenient to have the whole government and the Congress bat for you? Explain that tonight.
Yeah, Arnab, I'm really surprised and slightly amused at the manner in which your panelists are making such sweeping statements.
Such as?
See, there is a lot of shade of grey. Things are not in black and white as it appears to be. Mr. Khemka was transferred by all admissions 40 times. Now, in previous 39 times, Mr. Robert Vadra was not in picture. Second thing is, there has to be a mechanism on how to deal with private citizens who are doing business.
How is he a private citizen?
If there are any,
how is he a private citizen? How is he a private citizen? Please tell me.
I'm not. I'm talking about the whole thing.
No, but I'm talking about Robert Vadra.
Arnab, you must concede this, that you see, it is a very awkward moment for the Congress party. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi knows it very well. She has suffered how she knows firsthand how Rajiv Gandhi suffered the entire.
Mr. Kidwai, can we come back to the issue?
Reflected very poorly.
Can we please come back to the issue?
All these things are known.
That's no excuse.
Is that Nirmala Sitharaman and T.S.R. Subramaniam wanted to come in. Is that an excuse, Ms. Sitharaman, Mr. Subramaniam, and also Mr. Subramaniam?
No, it cannot be an excuse. It cannot be an excuse, Mr. Kidwai. I would submit to you to realize that today all people, even if they are private citizens, if they are politically connected, they come under the category of politically exposed persons. Any large transactions that they make in their financial affairs are subject to scrutiny.
Absolutely.
Because this is part of the way in which we are trying to cleanse our financial systems too. It's part of the reform. So, if there's nothing to worry, why do we want to go constantly do a flip-flop? Sometime he is a private citizen, sometime he is not.
Well, even if Mr. Vadra is entitled to run a business any way he pleases, but if there is an iota of wrongdoing, he must be subjected to scrutiny far more than a private individual, because there will be a possibility that some strings can be pulled. That is the limited point tonight. Mr. Subramaniam, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Arnab, two separate points have been raised. I think the blame on 40 transfers has been put on Ashok Khemka, which I find extraordinarily funny. The blame should be put on the government.
That's right.
If they find him unfit, they should have charge sheeted him and thrown him out. I mean, it's such an absurd government to transfer him every 3 months and every 4 months. And clearly, he has not played ball. Like a large number of, I'm not blaming others, he has not played ball. On the question of private citizen, I don't want to enter into the debate too strongly, but let me make 3 points. I remember going to an airport, I think in Mumbai or I think Lucknow, with a foreign friend. There are 34 list of people, only one by name was there, and it happened to be Mr. Vadra. He asked me the question, who is he? Is he Nobel Prize winner? I said, no, in India we don't honor Nobel Prize winners. And the 33 by category, by designation, one individual. And therefore, let us not stretch the argument too much. But assume for a moment, give him benefit of doubt, he's a private citizen. A public listed company is involved. Supposing the government enters into a dubious transaction with a private individual, will you exempt the transaction from any scrutiny because the individual is involved? Here, a public listed company is involved. It was incumbent on the authorities to do a full investigation on every detail, and in the process of the investigation, if any collateral details emerge, they should also be
I am also asking tonight.
And therefore, I don't think this kind of
I am also asking tonight. I am also asking tonight the Haryana government a simple question. Why is it insulting Dr. Ashok Khemka by transferring him to the post of Managing Director of the Haryana Seeds Development Corporation? Not that I think that the development of seeds is not important, but the fact is this is a post that was held by an officer previous to him who was 12 years junior to him. Why is it adding, as in the English catchphrase, insult to injury? Why is the Haryana government being seen to be vindictive tonight with Ashok Khemka? Is the Haryana Chief Minister not aware of the fact that his approach will be seen as both possibly vindictive, biased and prejudiced against Ashok Khemka? These are questions tonight. Now my question, Ashok Khemka, I'm coming back to you tonight. Those questions go out, and this is not just about the sweetheart deal. My question to Anupam Gupta before I go back to Ashok Khemka is this.
No, Arnab, just let me say one thing.
Yes.
Arnab, just one line.
Yes.
It's very strange because central service officers are normally protected with great enthusiasm, particularly by the UPA government. I'm not questioning, but then fact remains that they had been enthusiastically protecting Sanjeev Bhatt, haven't they?
So this is a question.
And why don't they extend the same courtesy to our dear friend, Mr. Dr. Khemka?
Well, Nirmala Sitharaman, you're on dodgy ground there. Don't get into that. That is political quicksand for you, let me tell you, because you're the way in which you... No, it is political quicksand because the manner in which...
You don't need to protect me, don't worry. It is a way in which central government officers, some of them have been handpicked.
Well, let me tell you.
And the government has tried to prove that it is a patron truly of many officers. Let them prove that they are a patron of Dr. Khemka today.
1 minute, Doctor. Yes, Dr. Jagannathan.
Nirmala Sitharaman, you see, the central government employees have got a perfect system of protecting themselves. They have got their association, they have got the service rules to protect them. Subramaniam knows very well. Suppose a person like a Khemka is getting transferred repeatedly, and he thinks that he is being harassed by the government, he should have approached the tribunal as well as the service organizations as well as the cabinet secretary, the business and IAS officer. Why is not?
Point is taken. Point is taken. Many of our panelists, many of our panelists are also asking tonight.
No. With due respects, I want to intervene here. Mr. Jagannathan has chosen to give me one little advice, and I therefore would want to come in here.
Yes, go on.
Yes, all of us are aware of the central services rules and the way in which those associations will have to protect their officers. I'm not taking names here. I know of elected representatives slapping government officers. So if the entire environment is so badly, charged, I think it's important to understand what these rules do to protect officials.
Well, I think it is in our right to ask questions. And my question here, I want to go to Anupam Gupta. 1 minute, Anupam Gupta.
Comment that it is the prerogative of government to transfer.
No, I want to go to Anupam Gupta.
The word prerogative to me sounds like
the government.
Sir, 1 minute.
Sounds like some kind of dictatorship some kind of monarchy, it is, I'm a little worried about it. Yes, it is not officially a punishment, but the way it has been meted out has been a punishment. But the reality remains, the service association, it is not a trade union.
1 minute.
It cannot. In fact, they are very loyal. The service association is very loyal to government. Heaven help the government, the service unions start going against you. Please do not activate this area. The entire government.
My question tonight to Anupam. May I please go to Anupam Gupta? May I please 1 minute, Mr. Lakan. I'm going to Mr. Anupam Gupta, whether we like it or not. My question to Mr. Anupam Gupta is the following. Anupam Gupta, please, Dr. Jagannathan. Anupam Gupta. Let's go straight and put Anupam Gupta on the screen. Otherwise, he won't get his turn. My question to Anupam Gupta is this, sir. Has Ashok Khemka,
yes,
you are a lawyer friend of Ashok Khemka, has Ashok Khemka been threatened?
Absolutely.
By whom?
I speak to the nation on his behalf when I say that he has received menacing, threatening death, threatening calls in which he has been told that people have given a supari for his murder. He lives in a surcharged, intimidated environment in the part of Chandigarh in which he lives. I went over to his residence for the first time. I know him since the last 8 years. But I went over to meet him personally for the first time because he told me early in the morning yesterday that he had received these death threats and he was demoralized. I went over to tell him nothing more than this, that in court and out of court I would be proud to be his lawyer and advocate, to fight on his behalf, but that he should not be ruffled by such threats. These are very cheap, petty, mean tactics of intimidation meant to break his spirit and his resolve, and he should not succumb to them. Whoever has done this, whether the government, some minion of the government, some petty criminal in business, or a bit of everything, let him know men like Khemka and those who will stand up on his behalf will not give in to such pressures, to such bullying, to such intimidation.
That is most shocking and
as
shameful.
For his transfer, I do not shed...
Yes, Mr. Gupta, go on.
As for his transfer, his 40th transfer, I do not shed any tears. Let the government exercise its prerogative and dump him anywhere in the state of Haryana or outside. What he has done has sprung from his purest and most sublime moral convictions. He has shown a courage of conviction that few in this land possess. I am proud to be his lawyer, and I shall be proud to stand up on his behalf in the High Court or in any court in the country if the occasion so demands.
Ashok Khemka, I know that you are holding yourself back because of service rules, but I want to ask you tonight about these threats that you have received. What is the security which you have, Mr. Ashok Khemka? What is the security that the government, which has treated you like dirt, has offered you, Mr. Khemka, and how is your family keeping up?
Arnab, thanks to the support given by Anupam, but you get fear, you overcome fear with your will.